One of the most important marks of an educated person is the ability to communicate in writing. Your ability to write clearly and succinctly is a concern of every professor in this university. Each faculty member has been asked to help raise the level of written expression by BYU students. Do not be surprised if your teachers in every discipline hold you to high standards of written expression. For your sake, every class where you submit written work should be an English class. The commonest complaint that graduate schools and employers make about the graduates of modern colleges and universities is that their written work is not acceptable. We hear these complaints about some BYU students also. In fact, this may be a particular Mormon weakness. From our youth, we are given opportunities to speak in church gatherings, and most of us become pretty articulate, perhaps even glib, by the time we reach college age. But give us a pen instead of a microphone, and our communication skills are immediately seen to be deficient. You can expect your teachers to be explicit and forthright in describing your shortcomings. A teacher who rewards an average performance with a mark of distinction is false to the trust of his or her students. Evaluations are the signposts and the milestones on the road of growth. Inaccurate markers can only lead us to a wrong destination or persuade us to rest complacently in the shade of mediocre valley when we are still a far journey from the summit of excellence. If you wonder how brother so-and-so or sister so-and-so could have been so hard on you when they are a brother or sister in the gospel, understand that they pay you their highest compliment by explicitly recognizing when you have not measured up to your possibilities and by forthrightly advising you of it. Our teachers should not and will not indulge an erroneous or shabby effort, and you should not expect them to do so. Certainly not for the sake of a brotherhood or sisterhood in the gospel of a master teacher who has told us that those whom he loves, he chastens and corrects. Though I still cringe to recall their disclosure of my inadequacies, I place the highest value on the teachers who have not indulged me with undeserved praise or misleading silence, but have given me a chance to be saved by honest criticism. The BYU teacher will be kind and loving. At times that will be his or her greatest challenge, since students, I think you will concede, can sometimes be very difficult. Sometimes our resistance to knowledge is directly proportional to our ignorance. The less we know, the more we resist knowing, until some kindly teacher succeeds in planting the idea that there may be something to learn from that book or that lecture. In this connection, teachers of literature may appreciate, and perhaps students of literature will benefit from, Schopenhauer's clever criticism of students who reject a great written work without investing the effort to understand it. Works like this are as a mirror, he said. If a jackass looks in, you cannot expect an angel to look out. And again, when a head and a book come into collision and one sounds hollow, is it always the book? Many of our best teachers will not brand ignorance publicly or even privately to the person involved. Instead, they will hold up the standard of knowledge so vividly that their students will measure themselves against it, reach a correct conclusion, and direct their efforts at improvement with a minimum of embarrassment. Such an effort takes consummate skill, but it is motivated by love. Fortunately, most students are lovable, and sometimes the most ignorant are the most lovable.